And think about that for a second.
Tell it to the judge.
But the judge is going to be...
The judge is the public.
And you think that the public is going to say that Disney is making a mistake?
Yes.
And they're going to boycott Disney?
They already are. I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
So good, Jeremy. So good, right?
Epic. Truly epic. I mean, you're dealing with a guy, it's easy to say, Elon Musk, he's worth $200 billion or whatever, and he can afford to do this. It won't hurt him. That comes from not really understanding how money works. If X fails, it'll be a huge blow to Elon Musk. It'll probably, it could cost him control of his other companies, just as one way of thinking about it. Those companies have boards. He'll have to liquidate stock in order to pay back the debt that he incurred in order to buy X in the first place. The stakes are incredibly high for a guy like Elon. It's not like the money that he has is liquid capital sitting in a giant money bin. No one can afford to just lose $40 billion and have that be meaningless to them. It's not that it's meaningless to him. It's that it is of less meaning to him than the thing that caused him to buy X in the first place, which is a commitment to open discourse. So I think he's an actual hero. He's one of the great men of our time. I think that he is the greatest living American, as I've said many times, to the chagrin of all the people who try to point out to me that he isn't American. But he is. He is both literally because he's a citizen of this country, and he is because there's no other country in the world in which he could have done what he's done and built what he's built.
It's so gratifying just to hear somebody say exactly what you feel and what I feel. In our own ways, we've both been saying exactly what he's saying right there. F off, right? To these people who try to pressure us out of saying what we know is real, saying what we know is true. But my God, they try.
Yeah. Well, the only thing, I hope that Elon is successful in keeping X alive. I think that it's one of the most important platforms in the world. It actually doesn't drive commerce for my company in the way that other platforms do. They haven't figured out all that monetization yet at X, but it is where the actual conversation takes place. And to have the only platform that really drives conversation in the country also be the only platform that will allow us to have a voice is obviously incredibly important. But I hope he fails in destroying Media Matters because if he manages to take out Media Matters, my expenses on publicists will go through the roof. Right now, leftist donors like George Soros literally pay people full-time salaries at Media Matters to listen to all my shows, break out the greatest hits, complain about them, and put them out on social media. But you can't buy that kind of publicity. So save X.
It's true.
But, let's don't kill Media Matters. Come on.
Media Matters, we'll see what happens in this lawsuit, the thermonuclear lawsuit that he filed against them. We covered it with Marcia Clark and Mark Garagos earlier this week. I do think he has a leg to stand on there. When you intentionally target a company like X and misrepresent to the public, even though your words may be literally true about what happened when you did your experiment on X, but if they are nonetheless defamatory and misleading, you actually can be in legal trouble. And he's got great lawyers, and that's the case he's about to make.